Hey guys, Heath and Ashley out here today. Heath actually decided to let me out of the office today, so I am not behind a desk. I am on an actual job site in Boulder.
So here we are at the very end of a project that we've been working on for over a year now, big remodel. Our clients have just gone through the gauntlet on selections. So they've selected all sorts of different products for their home, and they did an awesome job. The way this house turned out is amazing. Our crew's doing some final touches and punch list items out here today, but we thought it'd be great to bring you a video of the top 5 things that people tend to overspend on a project.
So what do you think the first thing would be that you see people overspend on?
Well, a lot of times the most expensive room in the house is the kitchen. So right here where we're standing, you have countertops, you have cabinets, and you have appliances, plumbing fixtures, all these different items. So one of the items I see clients sometimes overspend on is appliances. Sometimes clients get really hung up on a name brand like Wolf or Sub-Zero instead of just looking at the function. So not just getting hung up on name brand appliances, but really shopping and understanding what your options are.
So you mentioned a couple other things, and I think they're all in this same room.
Yeah.
So talk to me about countertops.
So countertops are obviously a big part of a kitchen. Surfaces that see a lot of use, you cook on them.
You want them to look nice.
You want them to look nice. So in this kitchen, we have a nice Taj Mahal countertop. We did a thickened edge, 2-inch edge, and we also use it for the backsplash. So this is a great item, but sometimes what I see is just once these products like Taj Mahal get very popular, we start to see some stone yards charge way more for them. So really when it comes to countertops, making sure that you are finding a stone yard that has a good price. If you go to 4 or 5 different stone yards, you'll find 4 or 5 different prices for the same slabs of Taj Mahal. And then another example that is in the bathrooms, a lot of times we like to mix up where we put countertops in the house. Like if we have Taj Mahal in the kitchen, we'll have something different in the bathroom like we do on this home. So you can just work with a fabricator and oftentimes buy a remnant or like a leftover piece.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
For example, when we're cutting countertops, if there's a 3-foot piece left over, a lot of times the clients don't want just a 3-foot piece of stone hanging out in their house, leaning against the wall. Usually the fabricator just keeps it, and everyone's okay with that, and usually the fabricator ends up reselling that. But we can get pretty good pricing, maybe a couple $100 for a 3-foot piece of stone, and then use that for a really nice countertop in a bathroom.
Oh, that's a good idea. All right, let's talk about windows. Number 3.
So windows. So a lot of times I've seen clients overspend on windows because they're focused on the name brand. So there's a lot of big brands out there, Pella, Marvin, but oftentimes you can get a good window that's not one of those brands. So like for example, these are Sierra Pacific windows. So I've installed Sierra Pacific windows on a lot of our homes over the years. But from back in the day, I was doing a lot of the installs myself, and even the hardware and different things I liked on the windows 5, 6 to 10 years ago were way better than the hardware on Pella.
Ouch, poor Pella. Not even here to defend themselves.
Well, Pella has some good windows, but they also have a brand name behind them, and they have a lot of marketing behind them. So that makes the price of the windows sometimes more expensive. So a lot of times, a way that you can not overspend on windows is ask your builder to get multiple quotes for different brands.
So talk to me about glass.
Yep.
Does glass make windows more expensive?
It can. So a lot of times the standard glass is double pane. We have to meet a certain energy rating when building a home. Glass is a big part of it because it's where a lot of heat loss can happen on a home. Now the way we're combating that is we're adding a triple layer of glass, so 3 panes of glass. Not only does it make the window heavier, it also makes it more expensive. It can be up to $200 to $300 more per window, but sometimes that's not needed. If you are just trying to achieve the code requirements, then you can just get by with double pane glass.
Keep to the code. Aye, the code.
Okay, and let's say we like big windows.
Yes.
Radius windows.
Yes.
More expensive?
If you're in the middle of designing your home, and we're not just talking about a remodel, and you're adding radius windows, whenever you start to get curved glass or angled windows, that's also gonna add more money.
All right, we've moved to the bathroom. We're gonna talk about number 4, plumbing fixtures.
Yep. So plumbing fixtures is oftentimes an area where I see clients overspend. On this home, they did not. They did a great job of mixing it up and selecting some really great fixtures for the home. But a lot of times, and I've been guilty of this, you get hung up on one brand for the whole house. I've totally done. I wanted one brand, I wanted everything to match.
I'm glad you're ratting yourself out for this, and I didn't have to.
I overspent on plumbing fixtures. So What I suggest to clients is pick it by room if you want all the brands to match, or maybe spend a little more in your primary bathroom or kitchen, but you don't necessarily maybe
Those guests, they don't need a nice sink.
guest bathroom where you're gonna maybe use it when your grandma comes to visit once a year.
Poor grandma.
You want to get her something that's functional. But no, in all honesty,
functionality for grandma.
You can pick very nice fixtures for guest bathrooms and other areas that maybe aren't used as much. But if you're on a budget and you're trying to not overspend, spend your money in your primary bathroom, spend your money in your kitchen, and then use some more budget-friendly options in those other bathrooms.
All right, we have headed outside to talk to you about the last area that you do not want to overspend on your home. Area 5, the exterior.
Yep, so the exterior home, you have a lot of decisions to make of what it will look like, what the curb appeal will be, what finishes you'll have, what you'll put on the roof. And this is an area that we sometimes see clients overspend. So for example, on this home, we have a nice wood siding, a vertical wood siding. It's a pre-finished product called Luna Wood, but we didn't do this on every wall. We also incorporated some areas where it's stucco, and really by mixing it up, you can get that premium feel, but also not overspend on one product.
Okay, so we've talked about the siding. What about the roof? How can we overspend there?
The roof is another part of your exterior where you can overspend if you select, again, just one product. So for example, some clients really like metal roofs. Instead of having a metal roof on every area of your roof, you could introduce a metal roof over a certain accent area and then use an asphalt shingle roof in the other areas. So really they complement each other, but then you still have that high-end look of the metal roof.
So what you're saying is accents are the way to go.
They sure are.
Focusing on just a couple areas of your home to spend a little bit more money. Accent here, accent there, save money in your wallet here.
Really, we've talked about 5 areas that you can avoid overspending. I want to talk about one bonus thing. So when you're selecting your contractor, say you're doing a kitchen remodel, something that doesn't have a ton of selections. A lot of times we find owners like to work on selecting those products themselves. One suggestion I'd have is pick a builder that can work with you on those and make suggestions for less expensive products or products that will still give you a very good overall custom feel, but also not be the most expensive product out there. The second thing, if you're doing a large project, sometimes clients are nervous about getting an interior designer involved. So an interior designer, although there's a fee to it, you have to pay the interior designer. An interior designer will, in the end, save you a lot of money because they have affordable ways to get really great looks overall.
Option 3, don't have an expensive wife.
I did not win that one.
Get out. Bye.
See ya. Oh,
Oh no, you lost.
we lost the leg.
Oh no! Toe up.
Dan's just like, I'm going home now. And this thing's like torn up now.
Did he fall in the rocks? What happened? It's raining.
Does he have his shoe slips on?
Probably. Where'd he go?
That's a bummer.
To his car. He's just driving away.
Give me a clap, give me a tap.
You got a tap.
Give me a dab.
Mine was so much better than yours.
What was your dab?
Mine was
I just did this. And also it gives it some nice character overall when you have different finishes on walls.
great.
Great.
It was great. All right,
Let me
we
do
have
the
headed
dab.
out the hill. Stop dabbing.